Hi, my name is Camille Mustachio, and the purpose of this video is to help you write an effective thesis statement. So here's the plan. First, define what a thesis statement is. Next, identify the three key components that make up a thesis statement. And finally, analyze and even correct incomplete thesis statements. A thesis statement clearly presents your position in an essay, and it is usually 1 to 2 sentences in the introductory paragraph. It is possible to complete a thesis statement with all of the necessary information in 1 sentence, but check with your instructor if writing for a class to see if stylistically it's okay to spread your thesis statement into a second sentence or to put it anywhere other than the introductory paragraph. Most importantly, a thesis statement provides the foundation upon which you build the rest of your essay. So you should make sure that you have a clear topic, a strong opinion about that topic that you support with evidence. There are 3 key elements that make up a thesis statement: topic, opinion, and evidence. There are questions to consider with each of these pieces to make sure that you're addressing the proper points in your thesis statement. For your topic, ask yourself what you're writing about. Make sure that it is sufficiently narrow. If it's too broad a topic, you will not be able to cover it in the depth necessary in an essay. For your opinion, is it debatable? What is your debatable point about the topic? If you're making a statement or if you're arguing an idea that people would really not argue against, that's not a strong enough opinion. And finally, with evidence, how do you plan to support your opinion? In your thesis statement, you give a preview of evidence. You have the rest of your essay to spell out your argument, but make sure you have a sense of where you're going in your evidence. So let's check it out. Is this a thesis statement? This sentence should have topic, opinion, and evidence in order for it to be considered a thesis statement. Fraternities and sororities on college campuses should be abolished because they are a detriment to student success. When looking for the topic, it's fraternities and sororities on college campuses. It's specific, and as long as there's an opinion following and evidence following, then this will be a good thesis statement. The opinion here is clued by should. If you have a should statement or a must statement, that should really give you a clear idea of the position that the writer has. And the reason is set up with the word because they are a detriment to student success. In this thesis statement, something is missing. It's not even a full sentence yet. It's only a topic, extending the school year. Because it is only a topic, you would have to add an opinion and add evidence to have a thesis statement, and it would look something like this. Extending the school year must not happen because it will create childcare dilemmas without adding academic benefits to students. In this sentence, extending the school year now has a position. It must not happen, and a reason for that opinion or evidence: childcare dilemmas, no academic benefits. Here's another way of addressing the same topic. Extending the school year leads to student success, as seen in higher test scores and lower failure rates. The same topic of extending the school year now has the opinion of leads to student success, and the preview of evidence to come is in higher test scores and lower failure rates. Looking at this sentence, it is a complete sentence, but it's not a thesis statement yet. Parents should read The Cat in the Hat to their children. It has a topic and opinion, so you'd only have to add evidence to make this a thesis statement. So let's get into a little bit more detail about how you can include evidence in this thesis statement. It can be stated or implied. Let's see what that means. A stated thesis would have the points spelled out more explicitly. Parents should read The Cat in the Hat to their children to celebrate the story's whimsical plot, creative diction, and entertaining illustrations. The reasons of plot, diction, and illustrations are directly stated examples of evidence that would be explored further in the essay. Here's the same idea with an implied thesis. Parents should read The Cat in the Hat to their children since early reading leads to academic success. In this thesis statement, there's still the idea that parents should read The Cat in the Hat to their children, but a completely different set of evidence that's more implied that would suggest early reading and academic success. Remember, a thesis statement clearly presents the main idea of the essay, and it's near the beginning of your paper. It also contains topic, opinion, and evidence that is either directly stated or implied. Thanks for watching. Good luck.